Today marks the 11th anniversary of Yasser Arafat's death. Like his Israeli peace partner Yitzhak Rabin, the former Palestinian leader continues to be viewed by some as a man of many contradictions. I-24 News correspondent Ayman Siksik looks back on his life.
Palestinians in Ramallah marked the 11th anniversary of the death of Yasser Arafat on Wednesday, amid growing tensions with Israel. The commemoration coincides with this month's 20th anniversary of the assassination of Yitzhak Rabin, Arafat's former partner in the peace process. To this day, the loss of Arafat constitutes an open wound for Palestinians.
So many changes happened. If he was still alive, we would have been victorious a long time ago.
Arafat, who signed the Oslo Accords with Israel in 1993, but then led an uprising after negotiations broke down in 2000, left many question marks behind. As Palestinians debate his legacy, his death continues to be a controversial topic. The official cause was a massive stroke, but many still believe Israel was responsible, a charge Jerusalem denies. To mark today's occasion, Hamas symbolically handed over the keys to Arafat's house in Gaza to rival Fatah. Officials from both Palestinian movements, often at odds with one another, called the move a symbolic gesture.
Today is the step of handing over this house to its rightful owners. It will become a center and a museum to the martyr Yasser Arafat.
The movement has received an official letter from Mrs. Suha Arafat and agreed to hand over the house of the foundation of the martyr Yasser Arafat. We consider this a positive gesture.
Though Arafat had a house in Gaza, Ramallah served as his home during his final years, at which time the leader was shunned by Washington for inciting violence among his people. 11 years after his death, peace remains elusive, yet Arafat lives on in the collective memory of Palestinians as a symbol of strong leadership, something many Palestinians believe has been absent since.
Yes, and with me here in the studio is Ali Waqt, Senior Middle East Analyst. Good evening.
Good evening, Lucy.
And also Ashraf Al-Ajrami, former Palestinian Minister. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mr. Al-Ajrami, you know, we sat here just a week ago when we commemorated Yitzhak Rabin's assassination. And I asked you, all the people who were sitting here in the studio, I asked you, what is the legacy that Yitzhak Rabin left? What is the legacy that Arafat left, and what is the legacy that Abu Mazen, that Mahmoud Abbas is planning to leave after he will stop being the president of the Palestinian Authority?
I can speak easily about Yasser Arafat because Yasser Arafat is the father of the Palestinian national movement. Yasser Arafat is the person who established this Fatah movement and PLO and all the nationalist moving in the space of the regional and the international era. This is a very important thing to speak now, that without Yasser Arafat, nothing can be done, even if we are speaking about Madrid and Oslo and all this process. The establishing of the Palestinian Authority is just because of people like Yasser Arafat, because of his strong personality, of historic record, everything related to him personally. I think he was maybe the suitable person to sign an agreement with the Israelis, and he was also the person who made breakthrough in this process between the Israelis and the Palestinians.
You know, we can talk a lot about Yasser Arafat. We can say that he was a controversial figure, controversial leader. Something we all agree is that he determined the Palestinian narrative. He determined, and when he said something, the Palestinians just stood on their feet and they listened. Today, it's not working like that.
I do absolutely agree with you, Lucy. I want to comment on one Mr. Minister said. I think that the legacy of Arafat is still paralyzing the situation of the Palestinian, whether you look on the positive perspective or on the negative one. Arafat fixed a bar. No Palestinian leader will be ready to sign any political agreement against the bar that Arafat fixed or under the bar that Arafat fixed. What Arafat refused in Taba and in Camp David before, not Abu Mazen, not Muhammad Ahlan, not Marwan Barghouti will be ready to sign, even if the Israelis, even if there is an agreement and the Israeli will market it in a different way, it will be the same criteria of
You know what you're saying? You're saying that there will be no solution whatsoever if it wasn't what Arafat just put on the table. Whatever Arafat put on the table, it means that he's still alive even after he died.
Absolutely. And this is the legacy of Arafat, that he is alive even if he is not with us. And Mr. Ajrami said that he was the most suitable person. I don't see any Palestinian leader that will be capable to address to the Palestinian refugees in Jordan and in elsewhere and to tell them that the right of return in its classical understanding will not be implemented in any peace agreement with Israel. Only Arafat, because he had the charisma and because he has the revolutionary history and because he was among those refugees, was able to do so.
Let's see what the people thought about it. I-24 News took to the streets of Tel Aviv and Ramallah today to ask people how they view Arafat more than a decade after his death.
Arafat wasn't so honest about his intention for peace. I don't know anything about him, so I can't say much about it. I only hope there will be peace.
He was a good man, that's it. He was okay, but he didn't move towards peace.
Yasser
Arafat wouldn't make any peace. The moment he returned to the region, suicide bombing attacks occurred in Jerusalem. It was horrific. He taught his people to act only through the way of slaughter.
Yasser Arafat was a great leader, and he started the Palestinian Revolution, all of it, and founded the PLO.
After Yasser Arafat, so many changes happened. If it was still Arafat's time, we would have been victorious by now.
Yeah, still alive after he died. Gentlemen, thank you very much for this. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time. We're going out for a break, 2 minutes, and I'll be back.